Yeah,
You have
no way
free
they're
agents.
It's 2 years.
No.
They have 2 years.
But no. Yeah, no, 2 years. But they're gonna have
They have
zero
player
bench.
options,
Nope.
right?
Yeah, they're gonna have zero bench. Nobody's gonna want to stay on that team. Nobody's gonna want to stay on a team where they get
No shots. Fair.
If you're not one of those three, you're not getting any shots. You're literally on the court, and your job is to get it to one of those guys.
The reality is that there are guys in the league that would just want to go there to get their ring. So what it's going to end up being in the latter years will be getting guys that don't have that ring, but know if I can play with these guys, it gives me the opportunity to get the ring. So they're going to have guys. So I disagree with that. Like, they'll always have the role players. There will be guys that will want to be there.
Yeah, but they're not good guys.
They'll be solid role guys, like guys that have been in the not a Jared Dudley that was put in the chat. No, they'll be solid like role guys, like a Wayne Ellington or like those guys that can hit shots that just put them in the corner. They're gonna hit a shot. You know, people rag on Danny Green, but a Danny Green type. That's why Danny Green left the Raptors. Is he just goes to the place where he thinks he has an opportunity to win a championship. And there's a bunch of guys like that in the league. There's a bunch of guys like that in the league. So they'll get. I do think that they'll get guys that are still, you know, pretty good guys that that have high basketball IQ that will end up going there just because they didn't get the ring somewhere else, and they don't mind sitting in the corner and just and shooting some threes and playing some defense.
But
the question is like,
yeah, go ahead.
You know, sorry, you go ahead, Bart. I've done a lot.
I was going to say, what role in all of this do we place on Steve Nash, and how can the coach help them get there? Because I think they're definitely a favorite. To me, they are poised to be in the finals. It'd be an embarrassment. I think an absolute embarrassment if they're not there, even more so than Milwaukee. I don't think Milwaukee is going to make it out. I think handedly Brooklyn can handle Milwaukee, especially on the offensive side. And to me, I'm just like, okay, you're going to need some experience coaching, championship coaching in different situations once you get to the finals, late into the playoffs. So what role does that play on Steve?
I don't think
that's. I think it's huge, and I do think that it plays into it. As much as I love Steve Nash, he's a Canadian, did a lot for Canada basketball in terms of putting us on the map. The reality is he never won a championship. The difference between a guy like him and a Steve Kerr won championships. He was a part of championship culture. So he knows, and championship culture where there's a lot of different personalities. So he knew how to kind of manage that. He had experience with that. I question if Steve Nash has that. I want him to be able to prove me wrong and others wrong and be able to step up and do things. And it's not even going to require, it's going to be like what, even Phil Jackson would say. It's not necessarily even about the X's and O's. It's about actually being able to manage the personalities. That's really where he's going to have to show himself to be.
That's what I'm trying to ask.
Because you have these strong, as we've been saying, alpha males on the same team, and he's going to have to try to really manage that and help them to understand the bigger goal, get over themselves and pursue, winning the championship or getting that ring.
That's where I think someone like a Mike D'Antoni, even though whatever about his coaching, but he's been around enough personalities, he might be able to sort of help those guys. And he's coached Harden before, and Harden loves D'Antoni. So I think D'Antoni's actually going to help out with that. I don't know if X's and O's wise, I think it'll be Durant and Harden with the experience in the finals to actually, and Kyrie. Oh crap, man, they've all been there. Yeah, those three guys are actually going to be the ones that are making sure that, okay, this is the moment. Let's slow the game down or do whatever the moment calls for. I don't think Steve Nash really has a system yet. He's not like.
So you're basically saying it's going to be like what Kyrie.
He's just there.
Yeah,
yeah.
So you're saying what Kyrie said, that
I called him a place filler.
Yeah.
They're all coaches.
No,
but that's what he is. Man.
No, but listen to this though. But here's the deal: is that they don't need Steve Nash to be that guy. They don't need him to be, the guy that calls out. You know what I mean? Like think of Tyronn Lue. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like when it was
he's a guy who gets it.
Who gets it with the guys. And I actually think that's why he'll flourish in that position, because if you have someone who is like, no, I've coached champions and I've been doing this my whole life, and you
George
need to do
Karl,
X, Y, Z.
Jerry
you know what I
Sloan
mean?
type.
Yeah, I think they just need a guy who's like, hey man, like, yo, I remember being late in the playoffs. I remember being, you know what I mean, all these kinds of things. And like
I'm
here with
even
you, man. I'm
respect
here
to
to
no late in the playoffs business, man. Come
Listen,
on.
If
Championship guys.
Do not listen to
if
Stephon
Horry
Watson.
never pushes, if there's never a push, if there's not a push on Steve Nash in the NBA in the Western Conference Finals, we're having a whole different conversation.
If we can't live in a fantasy land, what happened?
If you're cheating Spurs,
all of you are terrible at fantasy land when it comes to sports.
Oh wow,
wow.
So
okay.
Going back to the original question though, for me,
no, Kareem, you're done, bro.
No, I'm saying what I gotta say. Going back to the original question, I do think that even with everything that we said and all the variables, I do think that they easily walk into the finals. Like they come out of the East. Like I don't even think it's a question. There's nobody in the East that can beat them. Like even with them, even if they were fighting throughout the entire playoffs,
including Philly,
including Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, people that can beat the Nets are the Nets.
Outscore them.
The
big question is who's
going to outscore that team. But where it's gonna be different is in the finals. If they're playing a team like the Lakers or the Clippers, and those guys have championship pedigree and they know what it's all about, and
all trees.
It's a totally different story.
And they're tall.
That point,
and they're tall.
And they're big and all that. Like at that point, that's where I think that there's going to be a little bit of pushback, and I don't know if they can win that in this first year.
Now, but just remember, Kyrie.
No.
Durant know how to win.
Your turn now. Like
don't know how to win.
Nobody decided to go with the order we had, so that's what ended up becoming.
Calvin, you gotta look in the camera when you do it.
Calvin.
Two of what will be the greatest scorers of all time, who can shoot threes like nobody's business.
Not James.
Nets.
They're not the Splash Brothers, boy.
They're not the Splash Brothers, but they're going to cook you. It doesn't matter. You cannot outshoot them. And Golden State isn't Golden State as we know it. They're going to find their groove. They're going to run it down. And D'Antoni's going to create a new offense. Hear it now.
That is going to fail in the playoffs.
An evolution of offense again with this team.
Yeah, they're better than the Splash Brothers. You're saying that they're not the Splash? They're better than the Splash Brothers.
The 3 versus 2, yes. 3 versus 2, yes.
You think
listen,
those two are better than
no. Listen.
Let him defend his take.
Wait, Cal didn't get to finish what he was saying first.
Yo, are we including KD with the Splash Brothers or not?
Yes.
No.
The trio.
So then
no.
You can't. You have to put him and Harden and Kyrie versus him, Clay and Steph. You have to.
Okay, hold on. Take KD out of it. So that's what I thought Adam was saying.
I'm saying KD and Harden are better than Steph and Clay.
Oh, bet.
Yeah,
KD
no,
and Harden.
Because when you say the Splash Brothers, KD's not a part of. He's not that era.
Right. No, you're right.
But he's a sniper.
I thought you were comparing the big threes.
Don't disrespect KD. And, he's a sniper, bro.
I'm not disrespecting.
But
I just think
easy money sniper.
But what I'm saying this is like listen, KD and Harden are the most lethal scorers in the game. Bar none.
Best scorers.
They are the most lethal. What?
Here's why I say no.
Yes, they are.
What are you arguing, Stephon?
Here's what I'll say.
What are you arguing, Stephon?
Here's what I'm saying. Let me
Stephon,
say it.
stay off.
Let me say
the
it. Let me say it. You know, let me say it.
Let him finish.
Harden can shoot you. Harden can shoot. He can shoot you into a game, but he can also shoot you out of a game. And remember, Houston,
he'll still drop 30
right?
in that game.
Steph and Clay don't miss. You know this.
Did you not see Steph go 1 for 12 the other day?
Steph and Clay don't miss. Come on, man.
Steph and Clay don't miss.
Did you not see Steph go 0 for 12 that one? Come on, bro.
No, in terms of
you hear that? Wait. Pause. Wait.
Thompson don't even have kids. This boy misses. Ow!
How did we go?
I can't top that.
He's gonna rage.
I can't say none. I can't do.
But clear out.
I can't say nothing now. Holy! I can't say nothing now. All right, I'm gonna leave that.
No, don't leave.
I'm not.
Don't leave me.
Yo, hold on.
Man.
Tim wants to talk. I mean, Calvin wants to talk.
Yo,
I've heard that forever. Wait. I've heard that forever. Don't leave me. leave me! Don't leave me! Don't leave me! Don't leave me!
Is Tim frozen?
Tim's frozen.
Yo, he's definitely frozen.
Yo,
Either that
yo.
or it's a real deep
No. Let's pause. Let's pause and take a look at handsome Tim. Look at Tim and said,
Hey,
like,
Tim,
Okay.
Mad pensive.
okay.
Listening to Bonhoeffer's.
Either that, or he's really vexed at us right now. He's like,
He's like,
what about Utah?
Loud.
Okay, Cal. Finish
Yeah,
your
go,
point.
Cal. Say what you gotta say.
don't leave me.
If Kyrie, if Harden, and if KD were early in their careers, I would be worried about it. But they're not. They're all mature. They've all been.
I don't know if you could call Kyrie mature.
Shut up, Stefan.
I don't know why you're. I don't know if that was Jamaican or Trinidadian, but
quiet your mouth, boy.
All right, let Kevin finish.
Stop it, nice.
Yeah, like they're not rookies. They're not. They're like vets. They're Hall of Famers en route, and so it's not even like comparable to when Bosh and LeBron went to Miami. They were still so young and still kind of on the up of like who they're becoming. These guys they're there. They've arrived. I think they can put it to the side. I think they need to get rid of Kyrie. I'm just saying, but I think they got it.
You're talking about the original question. Is that correct?
They're making the finals and they're winning. I don't
No,
think that LA can beat them.
Okay,
Whoa,
so
whoa.
we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. I have a question for you.
This guy thinks because he's a sick GM in fantasy, he knows everything.
Hold on. Let me ask this question. So we're seeing right now. So obviously, LA is LA. They lost at the time of recording this on Monday night. They lost by 2 to Golden State. Great. It was a great game, by the way. And what did Steph Curry say about Wiseman? He said, "Listen, I got benched for AC Law." Because, like, you know what I mean? Like the whole, you guys see that meme?
yeah, I saw that.
No one thought it was funny. Forever, I hate you guys.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see
I
it.
didn't see it.
I know what you're talking about.
I still hate all of you.
Text.
But right now, in the midst of that, though, there's another team that's doing surprisingly really well, and that team is the LA Clippers.
Get out of here.
And right now, if you guys are paying attention, Paul George is putting up MVP type numbers early into the season.
Off.
We can hate him.
in the
You can hate
playoffs.
him. You can make fun of him and all stuff like that. But right now, he is playing strong basketball. Do you still think, as a collective of friends of mine who I can't stand many times, do you still think at this point that in a 7-game series, the Lakers take the Clippers?
Yes,
Yes.
I think
in
LA
6
wins.
games.
Next question.
No, Kareem's so dumb. Kareem's like, yo, I think LA takes it.
I think LA takes it.
Don't leave me.
Don't leave me.
Professor.
As soon as this thing called the playoffs roll around,
Pandemic
George.
P shows up.
disappears. So this is regular season. This is playoff Paul George.
So those of you who
And they let Harold go away.
those of you who are
listening,
listening and who are watching, O'Shea proceeded to take a pen and then drop it onto the ground, signifying the disappearance of playoff P. For those of you who
And I left it there. This guy disrespected me. I vouched for him.
He
Listen,
did.
Hope you're listening,
here's
Paul
your-
George. I vouched for you.
He did.
That's
He's
true.
listening.
He did.
He's
He
listening.
went to the mattresses for you.
Paul is listening.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing, right? On why the Lakers still win
LeBron James.
in a 7-game series. Even if Paul George continues these numbers, the Clippers do not have the firepower that they had and the I would say like the aggressiveness that they had. They needed Paul George to do this last year.
Yep.
They didn't
That
there was a
window,
window
fair
and
enough,
the window is gone. And I even think that even like the politicalness of the MVP race, even if Paul George continues to put up these numbers, I don't even think he's going to get MVP.
No,
I think
the MVP is Durant's.
Yeah, I think even like even if Paul George's numbers are better than Durant's, I think it also has to be, and like the MVP race is such that like it's more than just your numbers, but it also has to be the expectation of what you're doing, and you have to
and
meet
the narrative
exactly. And so I don't think the Clips win. Sorry, the Clips window is closed. It's Brooklyn time. Brooklyn vs LA. See you later.
I bet.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that. I think everybody's just saying there's no way Clips can do it, but I don't know. Like the variable is Paul George. Like if he does decide, like obviously he's shown us in the past that he falls off, but he's also showed us when he was in Indiana that he can, it
was a long time ago.
And I know that's a long time ago, but like he's also a grown man, like who's gonna have pride. And I think more than any other time, people are calling him out from the last performance. Like the other performances, people didn't really call him out. People have really called him out this time, and I think there's potential that he may have pride and say like, I need to show out this coming playoff. And if he shows out and Kawhi shows out, like those two alone, like I think we forget how great those two can be. And if they do, that they do have the chance. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, even if they're showing out that they beat them, but they have a chance. Like it's not I'm not just writing them off and saying there's no way they can beat the Lakers. Like,
yeah,
I just don't
see the Clippers like as a whole constructed team beating the way the Lakers are put together this year.
But everybody said that about
one step further. I'll take that, Stefan, to say healthy,
and then Jones
operating in the way that they ought to on Lakers and Clippers. I believe that the Lakers will win.
Clippers are still the Clippers.
They also won't get the calls from the refs, and we know that the way they play, the way that the league plays things.
But
Andrew Jones, Mr. Conspiracy Theory all the time.
I'm with him.
Listen,
and because of the 5G where the locker rooms are.
You know how the league plays things. You all know.
Listen, I hear what you guys are saying, but like let's make this a little personal. Nobody thought the Raptors were going to make it with Kawhi and the team that they had, but Kawhi showed out, and Kawhi showed out like playoff Kawhi. When playoff Kawhi shows out, like it's another level. Like, and then you have playoff Kawhi going up, and an actual playoff P comes up. Like an actual playoff P comes alive. That's a problem.
Stand up.
And here's why I disagree.
Kawhi had to beat Chris Middleton. Like
what?
He didn't have to face LeBron James.
Did you say Middleton? You didn't say. You're not going to say Giannis. You said Middleton, bro. You didn't even bring out Giannis.
In terms of matchup throughout the whole game,
No, stop that only because remember after game 2, he went to nurse said, "Give me Giannis."
Yeah,
he locked down Giannis.
Yeah, but okay.
This is Calvin himself.
I understand what you mean. Calvin. But like he for the last 4 games, like
he was on.
He had to play
was his thing.
Simmons.
Yeah, and guys, we have to understand this, right?
And
like,
Butler.
Like we have to understand that, like to win the finals.
Whoa, disrespect.
You're disrespectful.
to win the
Adam, go ahead. Go. No. Don't leave me.
No, Reem, like, come on. You and I both know that, like, that to win the finals, it's so much more than an individual effort, right? It's 100%. So much more than Kawhi going off. And in the sense of the Raptors, the stars really did align. You have a team that had matured under Dwayne Casey and DeMar DeRozan, who were on the up, and they needed something to push them over. You had a coach who came in with a revolutionary style for the Raptors of playing in terms of incorporating share basketball, but also letting a superstar go off. You have Kawhi Leonard, who's on a revenge tour from San Antonio, saying, all right, like I'm gonna do this year. So and
LeBron leaving because that's
LeBron
leaves
factor.
And LeBron leaving and not being able to play in the playoffs.
And Klay
Thompson getting injured.
And Kevin Durant getting injured.
And Kevin Durant injured.
But we're talking about the conference.
And the 5G network.
I'm not talking about the finals.
And the refs.
I'm not talking about the finals. I'm talking about the conference finals. So I'm not
about Drake.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
And Drake.
What about Drake?
More than anything,
jersey?
like things aligning.
Let him speak.
More than anything in terms of like the stars aligning, I agree with the finals, like getting to the finals.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear what he said.
And ovo.
He said ovo instead of OVO.
You say you want that ovo team.
Wanted that oval team, bro.
No, finish what you were saying. Finish what you were saying, Reem.
I would agree more than anything in terms of the stars aligning was like getting once they got to the finals, like with Clay going out, and KD getting injured. Like, I do think that Golden State wins that. Like, but everything up into that, like nobody thought, like nobody, even with Kawhi and with all those things that you just mentioned, with everything aligning, nobody thought that they would even made it past Philly. Then they made it past Philly. Nobody thought they were going to make it past Milwaukee. And then they made it past Milwaukee. Like, I just think that you don't rule out if people are balling out at the right time in the right moment, like, and if those particular guys that I reference are balling out at the right time, and other guys are as well doing their thing, like, I never said that they're going to beat them. I said that don't just rule them out. It seems like everybody's like, there's no way they can beat the Lakers. But what do you guys
Kareem, you know the history of the league. The best team always gets, like, it's the NBA, right? Parity doesn't exist except for this year, but the best team gets to the finals. And
so the Raptors were the best team in the East that year?
Yeah.
They were the best team in the East.
Yes.
I think
they were the best
I think they showed it too.
Sorry, Kareem, they
were
didn't
the
have
best
the
team.
#1 record, but they were still the best team.
That's what I was going to say. With them, Milwaukee, the best team, they had the best record.
No, but the Raptors were the
The best combination of players put together was the Raptors.
The Raptors were the best team.
Because remember, Toronto was the #1 seed when Cleveland busted them the year before.
Bust up.
Like,
Busted challenge. That was the original busted challenge.
Like you could
Sometimes the best
dropped
team doesn't
in 4
have the best
games.
player, and that's what happens. Which is why I think Brooklyn's gonna toast anybody.
And let me say this too, just Demi's add this. I personally think that, like, no KD playing is a tough series. Probably Warriors in 6. No KD, just Clay and Steph. We still would have taken it.
Yo, they would have.
Argue me. We're still taking it.
No, we barely won that game. That Clay went out.
Which one? Game 1 or game 3?
Game 6.
Game 5.
Game 6. We barely won that, and it was just Steph. No, the one with just Steph.
I remember, but also to remember, like, if you watch, there's never been an NBA Finals where the latter games are clean games. They're tired games. They're exhausted. They're heavily reffed. They're heavily fouled. Like, you watch the Game 7 game, Lakers versus Celtics was boring,
brutal,
and sludgy. The Game 7 game versus Golden State and the Cleveland Cavaliers was
that game was good.
But it
the last quarter was good.
But the pace, man, the pace got slow.
The pace got very slow because people
it starts to become like football.
And that if you watch Game 6,
intense defense.
And remember, the Raptors were up a certain point, and then flipping Danny Green almost threw it all the way.
Yes.
Almost threw it all the way. Right?
Whose man's is this, Danny Green?
Whose man's is this?
Yeah, that was really
top ting.
bad.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, when you're tired at that point, like, if you watch Game 1, Game 2, like Game 3 and Game 4, they had their squad, and we smoked them in Game 3 and Game 4. Remember that. Game 3 and Game 4 in the Oracle, we smoked them hard
in their own yard.
And so this is
hold up. But if one team is tired, wouldn't the other team, where Steph is literally dropping 40-something points, also be tired?
That's all they had.
100%.
It's like what we're talking about earlier. Like, go ahead, Mosky. I'm arguing.
Yeah, no, but so, and here's why I say that, like, if we're talking about Lakers and Clips, there is no one better in the NBA. There is no one better that in a late and tired game.
Okay, calm down.
No. That can control the pace and tempo and still get buckets, as we've seen late in the playoffs.
Dennis Schroeder.
That my man Alex Caruso. No, I'm just kidding.
Yo, Caruso's nice, yo. I like
Kyle Kuzma.
Don't say that name.
Which but
where's Genie Bus?
You're right.
Oh boy.
But for real though, like, if you think about it in terms of the one who knows that territory better, you know what I mean? Like, who knows that territory better than Bron?
LBJ.
I don't know anyone. For real. And maybe. Like, not Durant, not like nobody, because on the teams that these guys, these superstars have played on, They either haven't gone as deep, or they simply have been so super stacked.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.